Well, in these tough economic times, schools across the country are seeing their budgets and their staffs slashed. But one Ohio superintendent is doing something unusual to save taxpayers in his district hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Superintendent Neil Leist joins us right now from Cincinnati. Good morning to you, Neil.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on. Big fan of the show.
Well, thank you very much. Neil, this is the lightning round we're going to start out with. Where'd your desk come from?
My desk came from the 9th floor of the Federal Building downtown Cincinnati.
And they donated it to you. Where'd your computer come from?
That came from the Ford plant that shut down just about 8 miles south of our district in Clermont County.
What about your filing cabinets?
Well, that was the Ohio Department of Education. They shut an office down on Princeton Avenue in Cincinnati, and that's where we got it from. It's kind of a snapshot of what the district looks like right now.
I think Steve's point is that you're very resourceful in finding resources for your school. In fact, I read here that you spend several weeks a year foraging for used goods. Where do you find all the stuff for your school?
Well, I think it started years ago. I grew up in southern Ohio on a small farm and a sawmill, and I got a work ethic from my father, and I remember him saying you can't sit back and wait for that next dollar. You got to get out and make things happen.
That's right.
So I took that work ethic to the school district, and they were looking to pass an levy at my first board meeting I attended. And I said, let's stretch the dollar. Let's see what we can do. And the Federal Aviation Building downtown near Lunkin was going to move 50 miles east. So they put an email out to all nonprofits that were about 20 pages long, and they said, tell us what you need. Well, I marked down, we'll take everything, and we ended up getting everything. They called the next day and said, is this a joke? And I said, no, we'll take it all. And we took those cubicles out of there, and we put half of them in the district and put the other half to use, and we rent them out to the county for office space that increases the budget about $80,000.
Well, it's fantastic because everything you get for free, you don't have to ask the taxpayers to pay for it. But there have been, I understand, some bumps in the road. Tell me what happened when you showed up with a bunch of trucks down at the Federal Building to get a bunch of stuff.
Well, the security guards out front didn't get the memo. So when we got out of our vehicles, we had the entire left lane blocked for a block and a half because we had several vehicles that day because we was getting everything on the 9th floor. And when we got out, we looked up and we had 2 security guards running from both directions, yelling. One had a gun drawn, pointing it down towards the ground, but yelling, open those box trucks up immediately, and what are you doing here blocking this highway? So, yeah, we got a little hot water there.
They thought it was
I've got several humorous stories that I could tell that one's a little more humorous than the other. I know we don't have time today, but maybe someday I get on the show and we'll tell you a few of those stories.
That's great. Those are definitely occupational hazards. But what is so great is that you have saved the taxpayers in your district tons of money because you have reused and recycled all this. What's the dollar figure do you think that you've saved?
Well, we had a $900,000 carryover this year, which is the largest carryover in 15 years. And I know we've done some cutting in the last 2 or 3 years, but we're pretty proud of having that $900,000 carryover. And the items that we got, it's hard to keep track because a lot of the items we wouldn't have been able to go out and afford and buy. But we think we brought in at new value price $2 to $3 million worth of tangible items in the last 3 years.
Neil, when you're done being superintendent, please run for Congress or Senate or president because they need guys like you. Neil Leist, the Cincinnati superintendent, a guy who's getting a bunch of stuff for free just by asking businesses when they're done with it.
Thanks, Neil.
Thank you, Allison.